FlossTube, how are you? It's Colleen from Rebel Stitcher. As always, I am joined by my handsome sidekick, Albus, who looks sleepy as always. This is FlossTube number 109. This is the first real FlossTube, I guess you could say. Make yourself at home there, babe. That I've done in a while. My FlossTubes have been sporadic at best as I've prepared for the retreat. And my last FlossTube that I did was a retreat recap. So if you are interested in the goings on of Sweater Weather Retreat in Philly, I suggest you go back an episode and watch that one if you are so inclined. This episode I have shop updates, haul and stitchy kindness, and whips. I have no finishes. So the shop updates is probably the longest section. I'll do that first to get it out of the way. First off, my website, rebelstitcher.com, is live again after a short hiatus. I shut it down right before the retreat and then for a little while afterwards while I got everything inventoried and taken care of. So in the process of doing that, I made the decision that I will not be carrying other designers' charts other than my own, just so I can kind of simplify my life and streamline things and make room in my ever filled to the gills office. And, you know, that way I have more time to just focus on my designs. So that being said, everything that I did have in stock, that was another designer, I started a discount sale page on the website and loaded all the charts that weren't mine, and just to give everybody a discount and incentive to buy them and make room in my office. So those have been selling very briskly. Thank you for everybody who has helped make room in my office. I appreciate it. There are still a handful of charts available. You don't need a code. The discounted price comes out automatically. So if you're interested, I'll try to remember to put a little link in the drop down. In addition to that, on the discounted page, you will also see some XJU design fabric. After talking to Jukas of XJU Design, after the trunk show for the retreat, I was going to send her back fabric that are color. I've got 1s and 2s of that were left over from the trunk show, or as a color I don't normally carry. And we decided it was probably just easier just to sell them at a discounted rate rather than paying to ship them back to Hungary. So that's why those couple, or not couple, it was quite a bit of fabric is discounted. Not all XJU fabric is discounted. I will continue to sell it. This was just a special collection of stuff that was shipped to me that I will not carry. So we pass the discount on to you, help us, you know, make room and not have to pay to ship it back to Hungary. So that's the reason why that sale stuff was up there. I appreciate everybody who's placed orders. A lot of people have posted pictures that they got their orders already, and so there'll be lots of happy, busy stitchers with more linen and charts to stitch. So we can't have a shortage of that. So that's what that is. I'm also uploading, I think there's a new to the shop section, and I'm starting to put newer things in there. Like I do have, hold on, let me go get it. Okay, sorry about that. So this was something that was included in the swag bag for the retreat, but I have had extra of these boxes, so I'm making little kits and putting them limited quantities, very limited quantities, on the website under the new release. So it's this is what the finished product looks like. The chart is called Spooky Trio. This is a Joseph's Workshop laser in cut pumpkin box. And then this chart fits perfectly in here. If you stitch it on, like this was stitched on 16 count, 32 count linen would work just as well. So if you wanted to get this, I'm not including the fabric or the floss, just chart and the finishing box. That will be on the website. I need to add in, I'll do it after I turn this off and sit while FlossTube uploads, the silk pack for Louisa Fletcher. She's all the way up there. Hold on, let me see if I can make you dizzy. Hold on. Oops, nope. Let's see. See her all the way up there in the white frame. Woo! That's Louisa Fletcher. That came out in the summer, and the chart has a DMC conversion, but it was charted with almond M&M silk. So I'll be uploading the silk packs also for Louisa, and I'll put that in the new release area. So those, if this uploads quickly and I get distracted, it will be coming soon if it's not there yet. So those are just some new things added to the website that you might want to check out if you're interested. But I do also have some new, oh, there's one more thing I forgot. Darn it. Okay, you could tell I'm out of practice because I thought I was prepared. I even made a list. I just didn't gather all the things. So anyway, I'm going to show you some new releases. Sorry, I'm out of breath. Hopefully, let's see, not hopefully. One of them is on my website and is available to purchase. The other two were from partnerships I did with different subscription box sort of things. So, the first, now this is on my website. It's called Winter Quaker Snowy Owls. This was first available to purchase at the retreat, Sweater Weather. And this is what the finished product looks like. So you can see all the snowflakes and the owls. Lots of different owls on here. It's kind of a Quaker style. I have to thank my friend, Jen Wagner, who was the model stitcher on this, and my other amazingly talented friend, Jan Calvert, who on Instagram is Finish the Stitch, who finished this for me. And look at the back. So she knows I'm kind of a no frills girl, so she does kind of simple finishing that just she knows. I don't even have to send her instructions. You know, that's a great thing if you have a good relationship with a finisher, is they kind of get to know your style and your likes and dislikes, and Jan never disappoints. So this is a piece. The piece itself, the chart itself, is 110 by 104 stitches. It calls for 3 flosses. Let's see. What were the 3 flosses? B5200 from DMC is the bright white. Prairie Grass is kind of this kind of brownish tone one, and then the kind of mid-range is a Cottage Garden thread called Broderie. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but phonetically it would be Broderie. I don't know. So that's that. That's my first release. Super fun. And I like this piece because you can have it out for Christmas, but you can also keep it out all winter long. It's not, you know, Santa Claus or, you know, this could definitely be all winter. Shops are getting them who ordered, and they're also, Hoffman should have theirs by now. So if you want your local needlework shop or online shop to carry them, they can certainly get them from me or from Hoffman. So there's Winter Quaker. The other two, let's see, where's my box of goodies? Oh, over here. The other two items, let's see, well, I know everybody got this one, so I'll start with this. Back, I think at market last year, Patchwork Rabbit out of the UK approached me about creating a small Halloween chart for them for their 13 days of Halloween advent calendar. And I thought it sounded like a blast. And I was like, yes, sign me up. So they curated a really fun box, and it came out in October. You're supposed to open a package every day, and it was everything you needed to create this chart. Now, I've seen it around. A lot of people have stitched it already. A lot of people at the retreat were actually stitching it. This is called Moonlight Garden. And our little pumpkin-headed friend here is watering her garden where she's growing candy corn. So this was, I think, stitched with Classic Colorworks, and it's Fiber on a Whim, 20 count. My model is a 20 count. I want to say Old Gold, but I don't have the chart in front of me because I didn't print this chart. I sent the digital version over to Patchwork Rabbit, and then they printed it to include with the charts. Again, Jan Calvert finished this for me with chenille trim. Gorgeous. I like a really chunky pillow, so she did this great, really filled to the max. And if you love this and you're like, oh man, I should have ordered that, but I don't do mystery boxes because I don't like to be surprised. I want to know ahead of time. I will be releasing this at market. So Moonlight Garden will be coming out. You'll be able to get it in at market. So that's that. If you missed out, you won't miss out forever. I just wanted to keep it exclusive for Patchwork Rabbit, for a while. So, to make it special for them, because I appreciate working with them and that opportunity. And the last new release that I have was my contribution to the Hearts for Pam project. You've probably heard of it. Cottage Garden Threads, Pam, the mother and co-founder of Cottage Garden Threads, needed heart surgery, and this was something the stitching community did to all pitch in. I think about over 20 designers sent in designs. Cottage Garden Threads sent a floss palette to the designers and said, create a chart with a heart theme to some extent, or contain a chart containing a heart. And this is the palette to work from. You don't need to use all the floss, but it must contain these colors. So I think they've pretty much sent all of Cottage Garden Threads was so inundated with response from our amazing stitching community of buying these Hearts for Pam bundles that it took longer than they expected to get them all mailed out. I believe they were on their last 100, they were shipping them out in order of purchase. I think they were on like their last 100 or so batch that was going out. I think they only have a couple left to mail out, a couple stragglers. So if by any chance you're in that last straggler and you haven't gotten yours and you want to be surprised, look away for a little bit. But this was my contribution. This is called Heartfelt Posy, if I'm remembering correctly. I did all these things so long ago, and so, I've always got to be a little different. This is on, I know it's a 20 count Cedar River linen, the white one. Is that a boreal? I should have written this down to be more prepared. But it's an anatomical heart as a vase. So that is my contribution for Hearts for Pam. Thank you everybody who supported that. I know it really touched the ladies over at Cottage Garden Threads. But this is what mine looks like stitched up. So let me find a safe spot to tuck that. That one I don't know if I'll release. I don't know if anybody wants it. I don't know. Comment down below if you would like me to release that as a PDF or a real chart. Let me know. It is all in Cottage Garden Threads. So comment, let me know if you want me to release it. Oh, speaking of PDF, this is available in PDF. And a couple more charts that I had released previously that were only in hard copy are now PDF. I don't know how to make things a PDF and put them on the website. My friend Megan does all that for me. So she's a single mom with 2 boys that are younger than my kids. So I take what I can get, you know, I don't want to put any pressure on her. So if you were looking for PDFs for some of my charts and they weren't available, recheck because they probably are now. That's all I'm trying to say. Okay, what have I been stitching on? Not a whole heck of a lot. My stitchy bug was kind of, I don't know if it was gone or I just didn't have time to stitch, and then I got out of the habit with all the stress and prep for the retreat. And I'm naturally just a huge worrier, so I worried about every worst case scenario that could happen, and that isn't conducive to stitching. So I haven't stitched much. I'm starting to stitch a little bit more, and hopefully the stitchy bug will start to flourish. But you'll see from my stitching, I mean, it hasn't been that long. I mean, it's been a while. It has been long since my last FlossTube, and I don't have a ton to show you. But my first one is a Stitchalong I'm doing with my sweet, sweet friend, Sarah. Memphis Sarah E. We started this, I think, last year. And it's from Lakeside Needleworks, Doreen Jones, Spooky Halloween is what it's called. It's almost a monochromatic piece, but not much. It's mainly black with some pops of color. So I did work on this a little bit. Trying to put something behind here. Let's see. Okay, so I am stitching the black is, oh, thank you, Albus, with, what was I gonna say, Mo's Sales Silk. I bought a hank of it off their Facebook page. And the green and the yellow and the white are just DMC. So I have continued Spooky, and I have Hallow, part of the W in Ween. And I've really worked on this house. I got to here, and then I think I stopped, if I'm remembering correctly. Yes, because on the original chart it says 2017. I think, obviously I'm not going to stitch 2017, but I'm deciding whether I change it to this year, next year, or maybe just put my initials in it. I'm not really sure. So that required some brain power, so that's why I stopped at that skull up top. And then I continued down here, and then I finished this house and I'm starting on the next spooky house. There's a mistake in here, as all of my pieces have. So if you kind of think of this in 3 parts, this top, the middle with the houses, and then this bottom border part. Like, this is right and this is right, but where this middle part is sitting is not right. So I've been kind of upping and down, like moving it around as I stitch, so that nothing touches. Like, I had to put extra stitches in here so there wasn't too much space. I'm fudging it the whole way, and that's what stitching with Colleen is fudging. So that's what it is. This is stitch, I believe this is Jack-o'-lantern from XG Design. One of my my needle minders, the voodoo doll, and that's it on that. I believe the Stitch Along with Sarah and I are doing, and anybody's welcome to join. My friend Karen, one of my semi-local friends, she joined and finished hers like right off the bat. It was hashtag Spooky House Sale. So if you want to join in on this, you can get the PDF and everything still. So that's where I am on that. It's a fun stitch, and I like that it's mainly monochromatic with just pops of color. It's just, you know, I just need to buckle down and do it. The next one is Misfortune from Prairie Schooler. And this is on 20 count fortnight, but I don't think it had a name. And I've gotten to the point where I needed to move my hoop, because I finished all of this, and now I just have the bottom border where it's like these are like urns down here, and then there's some doodads in the middle, and then carry the rest of the border. This is with one strand of DMC. Well, actually the black is Anchor Black. I never use 310. It's just too sparse. I don't know what DMC does to when they dye 310, but that stuff shrivels up. So that's Misfortune. I do have plans to stitch all of these. These quarter kind of size sheets. I think there's like 4 of them. But at least I got to the point where I have to move my hoop. And then the last thing I stitched, I'll probably bring this with me tonight, because my daughter has an appointment to get her hair braided, and that takes hours and hours and hours. Is my Yeti Ornament. The company's called Canadian Stitchery, and they have a whole bunch of these that are like kits where I'll show you. They give you the floss, the chart, a needle, and these little engraved wood laser cut, and then you just stitch in there. They give you, this is like sticky felt, and even a little string there, and you just slap it on the back, and boom, you've got an ornament. My friend and model stitcher Jen Gorski gave me this at the retreat. So this is, put something behind it. This is as far as I have gotten. I just started it. It is kind of weird stitching on the wood, because like I never am guessing the right hole. I think I'm next to it and I'm like poking way further than I need to be. But that's kind of fun, and it'll be fun to have a little ornament. So thank you, Jen. I did start that. So that's all I've been stitching since the last FlossTube. I told you it was very underwhelming. But I do have some pretty cool haul and stitchy kindness. So I will show you that. I will say, before I do that, I wanted to mention 2 things. My two friends I wanted to shout out. Liz, the Wandering Stitcher on Instagram and FlossTube, started her solo FlossTube career. She was on doing FlossTubes with antique needleworkers, and she's now doing her own FlossTubes, the better half of the duo. And check her out. It was her first FlossTube. She was nervous. There were some technical issues. She's definitely a fun, talented stitcher. Does super high count things. She does tons of color conversions and really fun stuff. So check her out if you haven't already. And also, I mean, Liz and I, if you are a dedicated Rebel Stitcher Designs or Rebel Stitcher FlossTube watcher, you will recognize when I used to live in Cincinnati. I think I did 2 FlossTubes with Lynn Dorney of Lynn X Stitches Creates and Liz. We were like, just did like 2 maybe friends FlossTubes on my channel, and Liz was on there then, way back in the day. So She's fun. She's a dear friend of mine for many years, and check her out. My other dear friend, Jen, who is a model stitcher. She went to market with me last year. She lives in Delaware, which is, you know, not terribly far from me, so I have a semi-local stitchy friend. Started an online needlework shop called Smyrna Stitchery. She lives in Smyrna, Delaware, and Smyrna is a needlework stitch. So it was fortuitous. So if you are looking, she just started a little bit ago. She's still building inventory, but if there's something specific you're looking for, she can get it for you. Check her website out. I'll put it on the little drop down thingies. She has a really she's just an awesome person, and she has an online shop where she's got some really fun stuff. Check it out. And again, since I'm not carrying other people's charts, go check out Jen if you need something, and she can help you out. Okay, those are my two friend plugs. On to haul and stitchy kindness. I've just been putting things in a box in this bin, and I'll just pull it out and talk about it. You remember last retreat, I could not remember who stitched this and made this amazing bag for me. It was Kim. Thank you, Kim. And the little ornament in here I took out because I have it hanging up. Thank you. It's a beautiful project bag. You deserved credit. I loved it. I just had a brain fart with everything going on the retreat. So thank you, Kim. Kim, can I say your name enough? Thank you. She did not say I needed to do that. I needed to do that because I felt like an ass. Okay, I have a bunch of, what do you call it? Just stuff in this box, and this is stuff I have bought on Stash Unloads or people have sent to me, and hopefully this is all of them. Some of them friends have sent, some of them I have bought. This I know I bought on Stash Unload and was a major score in my opinion. Prairie Moon, a Prairie Halloween companion, circa 2007. Look at this. I found this, I couldn't believe I was able to claim it in time. These things go for so expensive. This is number 3. This was actually a reasonable price. I will not pay some of those crazy eBay prices, but this was quite the find. Now most of these, I think most of these, the rest of these friends have sent. Because, you know, the cool thing when you do a Prairie Schooler flip throw and you show your collection off, everybody then has an eye out for you and like, oh, I think Colleen needs that. So, excuse me, Jenny and Nancy of the Bougie Stitchers sent me this. I did not have this one. All you can eat. And I don't eat meat. But these fish eating each other, I think is hilarious. And Nicole, my wife, loves to fish and stuff. So like her dream retirement is like a house with a dock that she'd go fishing off of. And like better a small fish than an empty dish is what this one says. I could see me stitching these for like our little old lady retirement house. So thank you, Jenny and Nancy, for thinking of me. And my friend who sent me all kinds of stuff before sent me a boatload of Prairie Schooler cardstock that I did not have. The first one, garden samplers. And then look at all of these. Prairie Schooler Santa. I mean, first of all, look at this. Thick, right? I only had like 2 of the Prairie Schooler Santas. This is 1993. This one is 94. 95. This was $1 at the country store in 1995. 96. 98, 99. I love the gingerbread men in this one. 2000, 2006, the Sewing Santa, 2007, the Knitting Santa, Hockey Santa, this must be the Canadian Santa, 2014, Caroling Santa, 2015, oh, look at this. This one was bought in Cape May. This one now up in 2015, now they're $4.25. To All a Good Night. 2016. Ho, ho, ho. Who's the ho, the deer or the Santa? I love this one. 2020. I love those bunnies. 2021, Winter Woods. 2022, this is the year of the neon lights. I always say Prairie Schooler can do no wrong. They did wrong with those neon lights. No. And then I think this one I bought off of Stash Unload. Here Comes Santa Claus. This was a limited edition. It says 2005 limited edition, and it was a kit. Like, I don't know if it was for a retreat or a special, just an edition, special edition release they did. I love the Santa. I love the corners of that, the way they did that. So I don't need the kit, but the chart. And then 1988. And then Spring Cottage. I think these two I purchased along with that other one. So that was all of my Prairie Schooler haul, which was quite large. Now I have Stitchy Kindness of epic proportions. My friend that I mentioned before, Memphis Sarah E. Go check her out if you don't watch her FlossTube. I know I've mentioned her before. As somebody who does solo floss tubes, I know how hard and like awkward it is to sit and talk to nobody. And Sarah makes it so seamless and not awkward. And like, I don't know if it's just like because she's Southern and chatty. I don't know why. She just does a great job, and she stitches a variety of stuff. She does a lot of the fancy ladies in full coverage, but she does a ton of Christmas and a ton of Halloween. Memphis Sarah E. Check her out. Well, anyway, she was supposed to come to Sweater Weather. She got COVID from her husband. The nerve, right? So, or at least we're blaming him. I don't really know if she got it from him. But I'm just blaming him. I have no idea. So anyway, she was bringing me these things at the retreat. So since she wasn't able to come, she mailed them. So look at this amazing like book, right? It says Halloween on it, and it's a witch and an owl, but it opens, right? And there's all kinds of fun things. Very sweet note. And the amount of amazing things in here is a needle minder, a super cool needle minder on one of her floss cards. By the way, this is who I'm talking about, Memphis Sarah E. And then I think she made a whole bunch of these scissor fobs that she was going to hand out. Look at that with the little ghosty on there. And then it's got 2023 at the bottom. And she even included these pretty scissors for her. Like, how sweet is that? So she was going with the Halloween theme because it was so close, the retreat was so close to Halloween. So first of all, that alone would have been enough, right? Wrong. She stitched this little guy. This little like ghosty guy man with the little beaded eyes. Kind of reminds me of Mike Wazowski. And then my initial on there. And she attached it to my favorite scissors. Everybody has all these expensive scissors. Honestly, if you find these at a needlework shop, buy them. They're like $3 or $4. You will not be disappointed. They are amazing. I love them. They're super sharp. And if you lose them, it's not the end of the world. You didn't lose like an $80 pair of scissors. So thank you, Sarah. That would, oh yeah, see? Halloween. That would be enough, right? But she included a gift for Etta. So we all know my daughter Etta is obsessed with pugs. And one pug in particular who terrorizes me, Boris. And look at what she stitched for him. I don't know how she found this, but she found a perfect size little bee for Boris, and she stitched Boris the Bad. Purple's Etta's favorite color. I don't even know if Sarah knew that, but like, look at that. That's just some fuzz on there. I mean, how sweet is this? I think we found this chart on the freebie table at StitchCon, and we're like, oh my goodness, it's a pug. And then she stitched it for Etta. How sweet is that? I didn't let Etta hang it up in her room yet because I had to show it. So thank you, Sarah. That was so sweet. It was totally amazing. I really appreciate it. And then I said I didn't have any finishes, but I lied. Well, it's not a finish, it's an FFO. So I've stitched this with my friend Susie and Genevieve of Jasmine Custom Bags. We did a Halloween sale when we found out that Jen had never stitched Halloween before. So we let her pick, and she picked this chart. This is the Halloween Seed Sack by Carriage House Samplings, if you're looking for this chart. That was one of the charts in the freebie, not freebie, discounted charts. I don't know if I sold all of them yet, but there were some of these in there. This and the Christmas seed sack. But look at this. So my friend Jan Calvert finished this for me. Look at that fabric. It is so perfect. So this was on like a grungy, let's say maybe relic. Picture this plus. And it's an actual sack. I think what I need to do is buy like some Halloween festive like picks or something to put in here, or maybe dried like hydrangeas or something. I don't know. And put them in there and hang it over a door or something for Halloween. I did not put this out for Halloween, just because my Halloween game was not very good this year. But this looks amazing. Jan, thank you so much. Little buttons there. I'm telling you, and even like, I don't know, you see the way, it's just the attention to detail. It's just perfection. Jan is an amazing finisher. She does some finishing for keepsakes and she does some on her own. Finish the Stitch on Instagram is how, if you want to find her. But don't keep her too busy because she's got some models for me she needs to finish. I think that's it. I think I rambled enough. Thank you so much for watching. If you are so inclined, hit like and subscribe and all that garbage. I don't really care. You know, it is what it is. Thank you, Mr. Sleepyhead. Say goodbye to peoples. Goodbye to peoples. He's so tired. It's hard to live his life. Thanks for watching, and I appreciate everything. Bye.